Колеги, ми продовжуємо робочий день. До слова запрошується ініціатор створення.
We continue our working day, and the topic is this issue with the garden of Heavenly Hundred. I invite the speaker to take the floor. Good afternoon. And Gagik Nigoyan had to be here with us. He is the father of Sergei Nigoyan, the hero of the Heavenly Hundred, but unfortunately he couldn't come, so he will be tomorrow. And now I'm going to tell you about the situation with this issue. The square of Heavenly Hundred is a place that is in Mikhailovska Street, Mikhailovska Square. And this is a square that was created by volunteers from Maidan. It was started in 2014 by self-defense of Maidan. They started to remove the fences, and in 2007, Chernovetsky took it in private property, and they wanted to build a hotel, but during 8 years they couldn't manage everything, but there was some sort of a dump. After the barricades were removed, Ukrainians from around the globe, they decided to take initiative in their own hands, and this is the philosophy of Maidan. And they created their square of Heavenly Hundred. And after this legal process started, we want to work in on the legal grounds, and some court hearings started. And in spring, Vladimir Klitschko, city mayor, he visited the square, and in July, Sergei Nigoyan portrait was established there, and President Poroshenko also visited this place. And this was before elections, and activists and the community that created Square of Heavenly Hundred, they cooperated closely with the city authorities, and as the result, this part of Mikhailovska Square was taken back to the city proper ownership. And before elections, there were some newspaper articles that were provided by City Council that they said that this part of land was owned by the city. And the Supreme Council of Ukraine returned the case to the first instance, and no one, the power wasn't engaged in this. And then, after elections, I addressed to the representative of city administration, and I said that they should be more active in the courts, and we conducted a number of events, but neither the representative of city administration nor the representative of city council appeared in court. And legal company that provide consultations to us studied about 100 cases in which Kiev State Administration or Kiev Council, and in 40% of courts hearings, neither of these institutions, there are no representatives of these institutions in court hearings. That's why we see here that city do not pay enough attention to this case. And in the result of this unpleasant situation, after elections, they forgot about Square of Heavenly Hundred. We should remind about this to our city administration, Because, for example, on Tuesday, a building burnt in that area, Mikhailivska 24B, and among the injured and among the dead, and several families lost their housing, and there was a tragedy in this square, and now investigation continues on this, and the local residents, they have grounds to believe that this happened, that this was an arson. It was a revenge to the community, and that's why this issue is not just a simple issue of the city. It's much more. So a lot of people believe in their forces. They believe that they can change the country. And many people follow these events. And the topic of Heavenly 100 Square is very important for many people, and there's an unprecedented situation. And 10,000 signatures were under petition in order to bring this territory to the ownership of city. And many people joined, and through the media, people knew about the situation. And some representatives of city mayor, we conducted a meeting with Vitaly Klitschko, mayor of the city, and we spoke for an hour. And this was a discussion, fruitful discussion, and we are going to cooperate, and we will solve this issue. And city mayor said that in any case they will try to solve this issue. And our results of this meeting. On Saturday, after returning from Davos, Vitaly Klitschko signed an order to clarify why legal representatives were not present during court hearing. And also Vitaly Klitschko said that he will make his conclusions on this. And also we found common grounds on the creation of this square of Heavenly 100, and we together are going to build a plan of actions and will act according to this plan. And there will be responsible people, and there will be a plan of actions. Also, Mr. Klitschko promised that there will be active position in courts on this issue, and that some lawyers will be involved in this case. If, for example, lawyers from a city council are not able to be present, so other lawyers from other companies will be present during these hearings. And also a plan of actions will be signed by city mayor, and the decision was taken to find an owner, and also a plan is developed to conduct negotiation with the owner. Maybe he will present this territory to the residents of Kiev, or maybe some alternative square will be allocated. And we have a dialogue, and we hope that this work that is conducted for 2 years, we hope that this square will be brought back to the city and to the residents of our city. And the first question, what about the the readiness of the city mayor to cooperate? Is this pressure from civil society? Because Mustafa Nayyem and Ryabchin, they came up to Klitschko in Davos and reminded him about this. Of course, we believe that this is his voluntary decisions. But without pressure, it's very difficult to achieve something in our society. It's difficult to achieve some results. But this is a stage. And I believe that this is a stage that we should overcome. Of course, this is pressure. And maybe we didn't remind it on the date of the death of Sergei Nigoyan. And a lot of time passed, and no one took notice of this issue about the Heavenly 100 Square. I addressed to different media. This is a media topic. It is present in the media, but the pressure is needed, but it works. Thank you. And dear colleagues, do you have some questions or comments on this? Please introduce yourself first. Grand Form Valentina Pashchenko, I would like to comment. In 2 days, there were 10,000 signatures on the petition. And how many court hearings were conducted during this case? There were many court hearings. And this land plot was, they conducted court hearings on this land plot during 2014, 2015, and our case was brought back to the first instance. And the last court hearing was in December 2015, and I was for the first time in Ukrainian court, and I was shocked that there's no the judge said that the city don't have the right for this land plot, and we also invited Garden City NGO and other our partners, but she said that this judge said that she won't take their opinion into account, and this is a very strange situation because Igor Gurik came to this court hearing. He is the coordinator of NGO of Heavenly 100, and he said that this situation, this attitude is unthinkable. And as to petition was registered on the 21st of January, but the campaign about this petition was started on Friday, on the 20th of January. So this is less than 2 days. So there's a stage of moderation, and the active announcement of this petition was about this period was starting from Friday morning. And there was also an open letter on Friday under which people signed, and Nigoyan and Urik, the head of NGO, and also deputies, politicians, civil society activists at Srishenka, Denego, so many different people signed this document, and the opinion of these people should be taken into account. And we also sent this letter to the city administration, and we hope to get official answer to this letter. And Zhenya, tell us, please, what is the next court hearing take place, and what does it mean that it is important to find an owner? What does it mean? I don't understand. And this time, do you believe city mayor, because you know that they give some promises, but they didn't do anything. The next hearing will be on the 10th of May. The lawyer of the owner, they said about some foreign companies that they will be involved in the court hearing, and maybe this will be very difficult to deal with them in the court, and why it is important to find the owner. We know what Ukrainian court is, and I have my subjective point of view on this. the judge acted in such a manner, they are not interested in acting in the interests of Kievans. And it will be difficult, but of course it will be much easier for us if city lawyers will attend court hearings. That's why this court hearing will take place on the 10th of May. Of course, maybe we hope that the owner of this land plot, of this square of Heavenly 100, we don't know the position of the owner. We live in Ukraine, and the owner is known, and there are theories that it can be Vyacheslav Surperenenko or it can be Stolar. But I'm sure that the city mayor will find this owner, and we think that this is good to conduct negotiations with him and to establish his position. And mayor of the city said that maybe some alternative land plot will be allocated. Maybe this owner will present this land plot to the city. We know Troitska Square, when the alternative was provided, and the Museum of History of Kiev, there was a building presented. So we should take into account many options. So I want to believe that the city mayor will help us. We don't have any other options. We should trust him. And this is a path of cooperation, because it's very easy to start the war, but it's much more difficult to cooperate, but it's pleasant to cooperate. And also, we concluded that all his promises will be in the written form, and we hope that we will will be able to sign memorandum on cooperation. And I saw during the meeting with him that everything will be fine. Thank you. Thank you, Evgenia. Do you have other questions? Please ask. And what will happen if you lose this court hearing? But this is just the first instance, and we will have some other instances of court hearings, so we will work. And I believe that if there will be, if there's active position of city activists and the city, everything will be fine. And today, they try to establish the owner of this land plot, and we hope that this owner of this land plot, a historic land plot that became the square of Heavenly 100, that this person would present this land plot to Kievans, because it will be maybe if this person is a politician, it will be some sort of a PR for him, and it costs much more than this land plot. Ukrainian Crisis Media Center, the question. Of course, we hope for the better, and we will support you, but do you have plan B if if the results are not positive? If they start building a hotel, for example, there, and if, for example, mayor do not support your activity, and after those declarations and after the elections, and what is the next step? Do you have some additional plans? First, I believe that city mayor will support us, and the second, regarding that this square is a broad issue, and the president was present at the opening of the square, and he said that he will deal with this issue. So then we will speak with the president of Ukraine that he should join this process. And I believe in our people. I believe that they will help. We speak about some civil servants, but we know that this petition shows that people support this idea, and I hope that this civil society pressure will remind the politicians about this case, and this case will be solved. And I believe that this land plot where the city square of Heavenly Candidate is established will be returned to the city. We wish you success until the next time. Goodbye.